Well, I'm back on here because I'm thinking about how, you know, growing up as a preacher's kid, turn glow cartoons down. Okay, now, growing up as a preacher's kid, um, how it affected me, how it traumatized me, but also how did I come up out of that, still learning to heal and grow, because healing is continuous, and just being in that state of mind where we had to be a certain way in front of other people, and losing our own self identity, but learning how to be like somebody else or something else just to appease people and their egos, and going through that was like, oh my gosh, so hard to even want to speak your own truth, speak your voice, speak up clearly. It's just been suppression and oppression, and depression was just so heavy and thick. So me growing up as a kid, being an outgoing person, where it's like, I always like to get into things, like I would like to be out there and talk to people, but I realized that church traumatization had played a big part of my life, even just being, part of the religion of Christianity and my family background. And this is not anything to be bashing or try to talk negative about Christianity or the religion. It's just, saying my point of view and what happened with me growing up as a child and realizing some things, growing and healing in my life. So this is what I'm doing. So I don't want nobody to try to, feel very defensive of trying to be like, oh, she talking about, well, what I say is my truth. It is the truth. And I come from a place of love. Always. I love my family. I love them too. I love them. There's no hate or hostility against no one. Okay? So I want to get that out there right now. Let that be said. So nobody won't be trying to, start no mess. Because I know it's a lot of people that will probably see this and try to start some mess. But now, that ain't gonna work, okay? My ancestors behind me, they like, we got you, girl. We got you, okay? It's okay, because I already talked to my ancestors. They already let me know. It's time for me to speak my truth. It's okay. And you at that point now where you can be able to release this, okay? Because they said to me a long time ago, no longer hide behind the saints. Because what I found out growing up was a lot of my grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-grandparents, they did that spirituality, but they had to do it behind closed doors, and they had to use Christianity. They had to use the saints, the saint names and stuff like that behind their work, So that's a whole nother episode too. So, the ancestors told me no more hiding behind anything. It is what it is. Our people need to know who we are. They need to unlearn to remember. And that's another thing. That's my book that's getting ready to come out. Unlearn to remember who you are. Okay? Because it's time. And they've been told me that. And I'm going to speak my truth. And I'm going to speak it with confidence and love. Okay? So anyway, as a child growing up, 7 days a week going to church. If it was a revival, it was cleaning up the church, it was choir practice, usher board practice, everything kind of practice. I was always at church. And while my grandparents were still alive, my big mama, my big daddy, come on now, it was always something to do. I was Sunday school secretary. I ended up being a Sunday school teacher, and it was just, I was the youth choir president, all kind of stuff like that. I was active in the church. I loved it. At that time, that's what I needed. So, but there was another side to it. Trying to balance this life out. I have a certain side of me want to come out and be wild and free, and one side of me is, I have to appease my parents, my grandparents. I got to make them happy. I got to do what they say in order for them to love me, or to acknowledge me, to see me, right? So, yes, I grew up worrying about what people had to say about me, or or how I dressed, or how I appeared to people, how I talk, how I look, all that kind of stuff. And that played a big part on, me not being able to express myself freely as I got older. And it really affected me, It was so hard, even in relationships. It was so hard for me to express myself. It was just like, whatever. I didn't want nobody to get too close to me because I didn't trust them, because, it's just how I was affected. And I had my goods and my good times and my bad times. It was cool spending the night on my big mama house on the weekend, and she took me out to eat sometime, or bought me a dress Saturday for Sunday morning service. Did little things like that, and but when my dad became a preacher, he was ordained, and oh man, it is like an extra layer came. Like, really, you really got to, put on the high hats and the tip-top shoe, tippity tap tap tap, rat-a-tat-tat, okay? So, when I say rat-a-tat-tat, that mean them shoes, them high heel shoes, when they be doing that shout dance, and that rat-a-tat-tat shoe be going, That's what I mean, okay? So, anyway, my dad became ordained minister, elder, then he became a pastor and all that kind of stuff. And just growing up, I had to wear long skirts, long sleeves and stuff. And it was just so crazy how we had to always be at this certain kind of service over here and the service over there. And just had to be supportive of, whatever he's preaching about, okay? If it's the truth or not. I mean, it was like we really didn't pay no attention. It's just like just building up an energy for something that is not even worth giving this energy. It's not even helping us. It's just keeping us running around in circles like a hamster, It's not, it's temporary high, temporary lift, We at church, we singing and clapping and dancing, sweating, and woo, we feel like we release some, but then we go home and we back at square one. We right back where we just left, okay? So to me, it was like a temporary high. It was like a temporary uplifter, make you feel good, and then when you get back home, you get, the same problems, the same old thing. It's like a cycle. And, everybody ain't perfect. I know that for sure. I'm not perfect, period, okay? But I'm on a continuous healing cycle right now. I know that. And being able to just come on here and speak about this, I can't stand getting on camera. I can't stand just getting on here and, recording myself and just talking and stuff like that. But it feels good when I talk, because I feel like this story might help somebody be able to, they might feel like, they want to get on and speak to somebody, or put a video out or whatever. I might inspire somebody else to speak their truth, because it's a lot that, children that grew up as the PK, what they call them, PK kids, the preacher kids, right? So much pressure trying to be the goody two shoe, or the, the little ass kisser. It was just hard, very hard, because you want to be yourself. You want to do you. Growing up, I had my best friend, Quinn, she was my best friend, and we went to the same school together, and we up here sneaking, putting on red lipstick. I had stole a red lipstick from one of my aunties, that Estee Lauder, that real pretty thick red. It was that rich woman like makeup. Estee Lauder from Goldsmiths. Goldsmiths was the store. It wasn't Macy's like it is now. It was Goldsmiths in my time, okay? So, I took one of her lipsticks and I told my friend, my best friend, I said, yeah, girl, I got us some lipstick, da-da-da-da. And so, when our parents dropped us off in front of the school, we'll sneak off to the bathroom in the school and put on this thick old red lipstick and thought we was doing something, thought we was so cool. We had to sneak and do all kind of stuff. And then go to school, walking around like we just cool. We got red lipstick on. We was so proud, like, oh, man. But then when it was time to go home, 5 minutes before we go home, we always had that jacket. And right there on that arm part, it was red. It was smeared up with red lipstick. Because that's how we take off the lipstick real good. Because the lipstick will leave a little pinkish little lip line around there. We was up there just trying to scrub it off and stuff like that, because we know we'll get in trouble. And then plus she had brothers and I had brothers, and they sneak and be like, oh, I'm gonna tell mama you been wearing lipstick. Oh, that's the devil stuff. You ain't supposed to do that. Boy, woo! Growing up with some brothers too, oh my gosh. But I was the oldest, but I would still get snitched on. Had to snuck off and go to a party or something like that. Man, just wow. Want to be a teenager, want to do stuff, but couldn't do it. Parents had to work jobs. So I had to be like the second little mama, here raised my brothers. I always had to make sure I washed their clothes, make sure they get the baths, make sure they ate their dinner, make sure they did their chores, make sure they did their homework, and make sure they doing it. And then I had to make sure myself, I had, make sure do all my chores and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of rough growing up, but man, just the episodes are just. When we go to church as young people, we was like, okay, so we can't express ourselves. We can't, say our opinion or nothing like that. We can't, say how we feel. So we had to find something good about, going to church, because it was like it wasn't never gonna change. This is what it is, folks. So we just accepted the fact that this is what our life is gonna be about: going to church every day, all day, from school, home for a little bit, then to church, and then back home. So, we said okay. So we started, trying to make it fun. Look at the good part of it, where it was like, at least we was, socializing with other young people and stuff like that. And then we was able to sometimes talk about it, like how, man, I can't wait till I turn 18, man. Because when I turn 18, I promise I'm never going to come back home. I'm not going to never go to church ever again in my life. I remember one time my brother, man. Tronny, that man said, what was that? It reminded me of something like that Steve Harvey had said when he was talking about the old lady on the Love Boat lady, the one that was singing it, talking about when he grow up, he don't never want to go to church. He said, hey, you know what? I want to go to hell. I don't even care no more. I want to go to hell. He said, I want to go to hell. I don't even want to go to church no more. Can I just stay home then? And my brother actually had said something like that. And I don't even think he ever seen Steve Harvey when he said that. I think that was like after my brother said it, because my brother was young when he said that. He was like, for real, like, what's the point of me going to church? He said, because it's supposed to make you go to heaven or something. He said, well, you know what? I just want to go to hell. Fuck it. I just want to. Oh, boy, when he said that, boy, I promise I just felt out. I just couldn't right then. I just couldn't. I was like, Lord have mercy. I was like, man, don't say that. Don't say that, bro. He was like, man, I don't even care no more. I'm tired. Every time we look around, I'm talking about they got to the point one time that we ain't even had to get no sleep. We had to finish their homework, and then by the time we get done finish their homework, we couldn't hardly even go get no sleep. It was time to go back to school because we was in revival. Man, I'm talking about folks would be shouting church up and down, and then, you know, we had to be the last ones because we had to lock up the church and straighten up the church and all that kind of stuff. Woo! That was a hard factor right there, okay? But you know what? We had a good time. We shouted, oh boy, we were, ooh, praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him. I'm talking about shouting. I'm talking about like, woo, all that energy up in there should have been siphoned up for themselves so they can do something with it, okay? But we giving it off onto some entity called Jesus that, I forgot who was the author of that book, How to Make Negroes Christian. I just can't let that go because it's like, damn, they had the book on our ass. A manual. How to make a Negro a Christian. And then they all think all Negroes is Christian. Especially, man, I was out here somewhere, the Asian girl was up there trying to sing some old Negro spiritual, like she was trying to get me to join in, and I'm looking at her like she was crazy as hell, like, excuse you? What that mean? And, you know, it's just funny to me how folks, you know, try to make it sound like, you know, everybody a Christian, especially black people. They just know, oh, we a Christian. Or we going to heaven. Loud. But, you know, hey, it is what it is, okay? So, just, growing up as a PK was something. And, you know, I appreciate everything. My parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents, everybody, you know, for helping me on my journey. Let me see the good and the bad, you know. And I appreciate and love everyone. But it is what it is. You know, finding out, you know, this entity ain't real. We up here giving our energy to something that somebody else siphoned this energy from to empower them to manifest on this earth. Okay? So, we don't realize we have the power. We are powerful. Spiritual people, if something happens in the spiritual world, it's going to manifest here in this physical world. So we need to stop giving our energy to something that's fake. We need to stop giving our energy to something that's not going to benefit us. Period. Period, okay? So, it ain't nothing wrong with being spiritual. I just don't subscribe to a religion. Okay? No, I don't. I'm a free flower, freestyler, free mover, whatever. I decide. Okay? So, learning to truly manifest is taking my spiritual energy away from things that has been siphoning my energy, trying to take from me. I call back all my power and my energy, transmuting with my angels that surround me and protect me, my ancestors, my guides that protect me all around me, they're around me right now. I feel them. I hear them. And I'm so grateful from my heart for them. I was so grateful to know, to be able to listen, to become aware. Have a sit down with my passed down loved ones. My ancestors come to me and tell me it's okay. It's okay to release. It's okay to speak up. It's okay to speak your truth. It's okay. And when they came to me and told me this, it was just like an upliftment of burden, something that came up off of me, and I felt so free. I felt so liberated. It felt so good. I could breathe. I can see. I felt the love, the hugs, the love and the healing surround me. Whew. Thank you. I feel it. And so I make sure I light my candles, I light my incense, or whatever. I even cook the meals. Cook the meals. Sit with them, talk with them. Dreams, write and journal them. Because they speak in dreams and intuition, messages, numbers. Even just the radio, the TV, a certain song might come up and it sticks out to you and it be a message. I just love that. So, like I said, I do not discount Christianity. I don't hate nobody. I love everyone. But I am not a subscriber any longer. It's been some years, a long time ago. Maybe right after my second marriage, maybe. And when I really start seeing stuff. And I really start seeing people for who they are. It was just so, whoa. That's another story too. So, I'm really just glad to be able to sit back and just realize some things in my life where I am growing. I'm growing and still healing. Like I said, always healing from a lot of hurt and pain and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'm just glad to be where I am at a point where it's like, I ain't trying to be singing no sad song. I ain't on that boat no more. It's time to get it. It's time to move. It's time to go forward. Period. I don't hear no sad song or woe is me. Okay, you sit with your feelings. You think, be grateful for it and put it to rest and move on. Just transmute the negative energy to positive and move forward in your life. You don't have time for pity parties and sucking and sitting on. No. We don't have time for that. It's time to move on. Move forward. Not sit and suck. Sure, we as strong spiritual people need to be manifesting our world. So much has gone on in the past 5 years. It's just to the point where, hey, if you don't see, it's either you choose not to see, or I don't know, I guess you just don't see it. But for those who see and are aware of what's going on around you in your surroundings and you see the truth, yeah, it might fucking hurt, but we got to push on, baby. Gotta take our power back and move on. Move forward. No excuse. No time to be crying and pity party and all that. We got to move. You have these certain thoughts in your head that's telling you to do something. Hey, you better make a move. Your spirit is talking to you. Telling you, hey, what's taking you so long? What's taking you so long to start that business? What's taking you so long to make that move? What's taking you so long to end that relationship? I don't know about be ready for this, but what's taking you so long to leave that marriage that no longer serves you? Hey, I can say it, because I left 2, okay? I left 2. Had to do it. Had to do it because it don't serve me no good. I had to. It is what it is. Yeah, like I said, it might hurt. It might hurt when you find the truth out. It might hurt really bad. Like I said, sit with it. Sit with it. See where your points where you need to heal at and heal. And then don't stay there too long because you don't want to stay there and suck and get stuck. Get your ass up and get on out of there. Shake it off. Go to the water. Cry. Let that ocean water hear you. Let that lake water hear you. Or get in the shower. Get in the tub. Take a spiritual bath, a spiritual shower. Cry it out. Rinse yourself off. And okay, when you get out, have a plan in mind. Write your dreams down. Write your thoughts down. Okay? Because your spirit is speaking to you. It's telling you your next move. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop pushing your intuition to the side as if. Okay? Listen. Be aware. Write it down. If it makes you feel better, write it down. I have to write it down because I want to go back and say, okay, let's see. What did I write about yesterday? What was it? See if it's a message there. Most of the time, you don't even have to ask. You'll just be prompted to go back to your journal and read it. And when you read it, a light bulb strikes up like ding. Oh, okay. This what this mean. All right. So, just want to come on here. I'm almost at 30 minutes, so I was trying to keep it short. I thought I was going to do 15, 20, but I like going with the flow. Whatever comes out. I'm not doing any script. I'm just trying this out. And just want to come on here and express myself, express my truth, and hopefully inspire somebody to, move. It's time. Listen to your intuition. You all right. It ain't nothing wrong with you. Don't think you crazy or whatever you get. Don't think it's crazy. Just do it. Go for it. As long as you ain't hurting yourself or nobody else. Go. Do it. Think about it. Make your plan and make your move. Go. That's how you do it. And when you follow your intuition, follow your spiritual self, yourself, provisions will be made for you. They'll ask you, and you'll say, this is what I need. In order for me to do this, this is what I need. Speak it, and just go. But you're like, damn, how did this, I don't even know, I didn't even have this, but this, it'll come. So it's like taking that step. And you took that step, here come a provision. All right, then you take that next step. All right, look around, here come another provision. Gotta do it. So if you've been called to do something, you best to do it. Okay? So listen to your intuition. Listen to yourself. Write it down. Sometimes if I don't have time to write it down, I turn my phone on with the record button and record myself. Record it. Go back. Listen to it. Okay? So just listen to yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Keep moving. Keep going. Be encouraged, my loves. This is Monique Steps. Taking it one step at a time. And I'm signing out.